What up, guys? I'm Kyler Wilson.
I'm Monica Cassert.
And this is the before,
the after,
and the after. Okay.
Okay.
We are gonna go see Pixels. Pixels, not MI5. Pixels. I think Pixels looks like a way better movie.
Not going to MI5? Joking.
Anyways, I'm betting that Pixels is probably a really crappy movie, to be honest with you. But it's such a great concept that I really like it.
Yeah. We'll see.
You like read a review or something?
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews. Like, I guess he thought I was waiting at him. The movie person, remember that incident where I was waiting on you to come to the theater, but you were standing in line for popcorn?
Yep.
And I was talking to the movie guy, he said he was like,
Is it shade though?
No, he said he's a big Adam Sandler fan, but he says every time he does a movie like this, he just keeps going down, 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 down.
Wow, I think the previews look really good. Am I crazy?
Know, right?
Am I the only one?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't see how this movie could go wrong, except for.
I mean,
Adam Sandler.
Clearly, you know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, I don't know. If I come out of it and I feel pissed off, then I'll eat my words. But I just really feel like it looks like a fun, like.
I mean, I'm not coming up in here expecting it to be...
It's not going to be fucking Godfather, I mean...
jaw-dropping acting and... You know... Yeah. I don't know what really could go wrong besides... I feel like it's a pretty easy plan to execute.
Yeah! We're on the same page!
So, I guess we'll see, unless it's just entirely atrocious in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. No? Alright, fine. There ain't a whole lot to say, man. You guys know we've been clouting about this preview for a while, so I'm ready to see it. I just want to eat some popcorn and watch a good movie.
Pizza.
It's pizza, apparently.
Or nuggets.
Or nuggets. I don't know what that is. Anyhow, that's our thoughts going in. Hopefully, you don't see us making a deadpan face coming out like this. Alright, anywho, we'll catch you on the flip side.
See you later, bye.
Peace. Okay, so good news. We're not deadpanning.
We're not what?
We're not deadpanning the camera. Like, yeah, so, I really liked it.
I thought it was cute.
I'm not saying it's a great film by any stretch of the imagination, you know, like in terms of, it's no cinematic wonder, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like it was just normal. It wasn't super spectacular, and it wasn't spectacularly boring.
But I laughed a lot, you know, I really enjoyed, there were references I didn't even get from video game characters, you know what I mean? Like, there were some of the video games, I'm like, what is that? I'm gonna have to go back and do some research. I don't remember the little ninjas.
It's from, I remember the ninjas, but I can't remember. I guess you're right. I don't remember them. Yeah,
I just don't remember all the references. But they were so cool, man. Catch up, girl.
I'm trying. I'm sleeping.
I really liked it. I mean, again, I know that it's not like the greatest movie of all time or anything like that. But it was just so fun. Now, some people are probably gonna look at me and be like, "But Kyler, you didn't give Jurassic World the same, you know, leeway." Hang on.
Ultimately, I mean, I feel like this is gonna be a short after. Like, there was really nothing. There's not much to talk about to me with this film besides that it was fun. It was charismatic. There was a lot to look at.
So let me adjust the Jurassic World thing real quick. Because would you say, do you understand like my mentality why I judge Jurassic World differently than I do a film like this?
Because of how they advertised the film to be.
Well, Jurassic World is clearly trying to take itself seriously.
Yeah.
This movie is never at one point in the film trying to make you believe it's real.
No.
You know, they made, you know, if there's such thing as a quote popcorn flick, to me this is what they mean when they say popcorn flick. Like, it's just literally a fun film. But with a movie like Jurassic World, they're trying to be taken seriously. They're trying to be, that's why they put so much thought into the science behind bringing the dinosaurs back and everything, because they want to sell you this realistic world. And then when they fail on that, that's on them.
Right.
So that's the reason why I can enjoy this movie over and above Jurassic World. I truly believe this is a better film than Jurassic World. I said it, trolls. I said it. I enjoyed it way more.
I can't rate it that way because I don't see them in the same way. So I can't say that this movie was better than that movie because I don't put them in the same category.
Okay, well, fine, fair enough. I enjoy. No, I'm saying, I'm fair enough. Like you're 100% correct. It is a little unfair to both movies to really compare them to one another since they're so different. It'd be like trying to compare, you know, Scream 1 to Friday the 13th. They're really two completely different horror films, right?
Right.
But I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed Jurassic World. I never stopped to think about how ridiculous the scenario was, because they did a good job of setting up, not only with the previews, but with the film, that it was supposed to be a fun, like, family-friendly movie. You know?
And that it was.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say that I don't think it's a must-go see at the theater.
Yeah.
You know?
Because ultimately, I did feel like most of what we saw in the previews was most of what you saw in the film. Nothing further really happened aside from...
Yeah. Now, and there are some things in the film that are not okay. I mean, there are some things that stand out as just like, you know, like well, spoiler alert, kinda. Using cheat codes in the real world doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. There are things that I could call out on the film, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's not like I don't have things I can say, and I will say it, you know, in our discussion. I'll think of those things and I'll bring them up. But all in all, like,
it's gonna be a short discussion because I just don't think like much more can really be said about this film.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend you seeing it. Don't have to do it in theaters, but like when it comes out on DVD or Netflix, give it a watch. You will enjoy it thoroughly.
Redbox out.
That's it. That's all I got to say. Do you got anything?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right.
Or later.
Or later. Either one. I shaved my beard, by the way. I had to. It was a requirement.
I just now noticed that.
Anyways, peace out, y'all.
See you, love you, bye.
So, previews. Got out of the movie. We've been sitting on it for a day. It's sitting pretty well with me. But we'll go. Well, I think we'll do previews first. But we're gonna do it a little differently than normal. We're not gonna talk about the previews anymore. We're just gonna tell you what the movie was. We're gonna tell you based on the preview, would we see it in the theater, or wait for DVD, or wait for Netflix? One of the three, or never. We could say skip. So that should cut down on some time. It should be pretty good. I'm excited. So The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with what's his name? Man of Steel dude.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. What do you say? Movie theater, DVD, or Netflix, or never?
Netflix.
Netflix. I agree. 100%. Moving on. Shaun the Sheep. Claymation.
Never.
Never?
No.
So, real side note, was Shaun the Sheep a thing? Because it's called Shaun the Sheep the movie.
I'm guessing it's made by the Wallace and Gromit people. They have their own specific comic style, so they did have other stories.
Never.
I just never liked that thing.
Never. Moving on. The Good Dinosaur.
Never.
DVD. I think it looks really cute.
I'm just not a big fan of like movies like that.
The Secret Life of Pets.
Definitely. DVD.
Theater.
Netflix.
I'd go to the theater for this one. Like, if I had kids or something, you know what I mean? Like, I would.
That's why I'm not going to the theater to see this one.
Boom. Moving on. Pan.
DVD.
You know, I'll say DVD, but I can understand why people would want to see this in the theater after watching the preview. I think this preview is pretty good. I was shocked, to be honest with you. It's way more fanciful than I thought it'd be.
Did you say fanciful?
Fanciful. The nonsensical fanciful tale. Alvin and the Chipmunks road trip. Never.
I don't know why they even keep trying.
Goosebumps. Based on this preview.
DVD.
I would not watch this movie in theaters based on this preview. I would maybe wait for Netflix, but I'm going to see this movie in theaters. Even if it's by myself. Hotel Transylvania 2.
Definitely, some way, shape, or form, I will see that movie.
Yeah, it's the one
because
movie.
It's the only animated type movie I actually kind of like.
And it's the one Adam Sandler movie that she's okay with. Yep. I would probably wait for DVD. That's my guess, based on this preview. So boom, that's our new preview section. That's all of them. Bing, bam, boom. What'd you think of this preview section? Anyways, moving on to the movie. So we're gonna try to keep everything really concise. That's gonna be the attempt from now on with this show.
Because we know you guys all don't have time to watch us for an hour or listen to us for an hour.
Exactly.
So we're going to compact it a little bit and make it quicker for you guys to flip on through and listen to us.
So, we're going to try to do this each segment in 5 minutes or less. Sorry, I messed up and I didn't set the timer right.
5 minutes or less?
Yep, and that's for both of us talking. So, we've got our work cut out for you. That's right. Starting right now. Oh god, 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Alright, what's everybody's problem?
I don't know what everybody's problem is.
I don't get it. Everybody's hating on this movie so bad.
I feel like it made its point as to what it was going to be before anybody even went to it. So I don't understand why the sad facing about it.
Right. I mean, it's not like I didn't feel like the movie led me in the wrong direction, or the preview led me in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I felt like the preview really accurately represented itself, and it gave me the movie that I wanted to go see. And you know, there are issues with the movie, but I was totally into it, like, from beginning to end. There were some spots that seemed a little dry, maybe, but all in all, like, it seemed well put together. Like, everybody goes, well, it's just another Adam Sandler film, and I'm like, dude, I've seen some bad Adam Sandler movies, like Funny People, right? Like, what was that one that he did with, where he went to the camp or whatever?
I just call them all the same.
Oh, God.
Grown-ups?
Grown-ups. Like, it's terrible, you know? This is not that at all to me. I mean, again, there were some like parts that just didn't work, but the ratings across the board are just terrible. I don't get it.
I guess people thought they were going to a different movie.
Yeah, I mean, what were you thinking? You're getting Independence Day or something?
I mean, I know everybody kind of has it out for Adam Sandler because he's just not what he used to be, I guess, to some people.
I mean, I don't.
That's the only thing I can think.
Most people are like you, I think, though, and he wasn't really ever like a huge thing anyway. Most people I know avoided his films. I've always enjoyed them moderately, at least, you know. Like,
it's kind of like you either like them or you don't.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Jack Black.
Yes.
Very much like Jack
I
Black.
Jack.
So I don't get what the big deal is. I think that it was great. I mean, it's not the #1 film of the year or the summer or the month even. I mean,
but they took a different idea and just it was a fun idea and they just brought it to life. And I feel like
it was made for us.
Yeah, and I feel like people are missing the point with that.
Yeah, you know, I just really think this movie's getting a lot more shade than it deserves. I mean,
no more shade on this movie.
Yeah, come on. Give it a break. Okay, we beat the 5-minute timer. Yes!
That's only one topic, though.
That's only one topic. Hang on. Restart.
Oh,
boom.
girl.
All right, here we go. It got a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, while a movie called Evolution gets a 43%. I want to break down something real quick for the audience, and then we can discuss. Cool? Here we go. Uh-oh. Boom. Start. All right. So, Evolution is a movie back in 2001. You may or may not remember. It's about an alien invasion. The movie is set up very similar to this film, Pixels, in the fact that it all happens in stages, like there are different evolutionary stages, while this movie has different game stages, right, that happen. And all 4 characters are basically the exact same. Adam Sandler plays, you know, like the guy that is really talented, but he's not really using his expertise for what he should. David Duchovny in Evolution is that exact same guy. He's just a low-level college professor, and he is a lot better than he gives himself credit for. Kevin James is that, you know, like comedic sidekick, even though he plays it a little more serious in this film than usual. Orlando Jones, exact same character in Evolution. Josh Gad equals Seann William Scott, like the raging insane dude, you know, like that's what he was in Evolution. That's what Seann William Scott was in Evolution. Michelle Monaghan plays the government employee that is the romantic interest of Adam Sandler, equals Julianne Moore, who is the government employee that is the romantic interest for David Duchovny. Okay? They're very, very similar movies, and to me, the comedy is the same. I don't know if you remember the movie all that well, but the comedy is very similar to me. And that movie gets a 43%, Pixels gets a 19%. I think that's just insane.
Maybe this just hasn't had enough time for it to increase that percentage.
You think maybe this will end up being, like, considered a cult classic, so to speak, maybe?
I think it could be.
It has that. I think it does have that potential.
Because there's nothing else out like it right now.
That's the thing about this movie that I love the most. It was so. It's. I mean, of course, it's not original in the sense that like they're pulling all of this different source material and stuff, but we've never seen that. Like, it was so cool to see on screen for the first time. You know?
Yeah, it was fun.
I just don't. I still like back to the first topic. I don't understand what all the shade's about. Like, everybody did fine in it. Like, they did as good as you can expect them to do in this kind of a role, you know? It looked great, which is actually, boom, moving on. Our next topic. Look at this. We're just cranking right through. So how did it look?
I thought it looked good. Like,
I mean, you know, sure, it didn't look real, so to speak, but that was the monster. Like, the monster wasn't supposed to be, you know? Like, it was, they were harnessing light. We don't know what that would look like, so
I liked it.
Dude, and it looked like it set inside of the world with them.
It did.
When it bit off what's his name's hand, I can't remember the creator of Pac-Man's name, but when it bit his hand off, I believed that they were standing next to one another. Mm-hmm. So this movie looked really good, and the action was really great. Yeah. I mean, that scene. So remember that scene with the ghost in the preview where he backs up and everything, and the Pac-Man's like, "Rah!" I under-anticipated that scene in the preview. It was really good on screen in the theater.
I totally wasn't even thinking about the rules of Pac-Man.
Right.
So I was like, man, what are they finna do?
And that's where they hooked me, actually, was in the Pac-Man segment. That's where they hooked me, like, entirely, because it was like, we're following the rules of these games on top of it all.
I wish there would have been more rules, but I know that they wouldn't have been able to cram more.
I honestly could hope for a sequel where we get Super Mario and
I think
Zelda.
Honestly, I think this does have potential to spawn off sequels, because there's just so many games, you know? There's so many from back then that people don't remember. And
like, I would have loved to see Joust in this.
I know. I mean, I know we saw them later on, but I think that would have been fun.
Were they there?
Yeah. You didn't see them?
Dang, I missed Joust!
That's one of the big things I noticed, is that there was so much going on, like, you almost couldn't catch everything.
Dude, and on top of that, again, there were so many characters that I was like, wait, who is that from the NES days?
They had the little Joust people. They had their little Joust people running around in the street, and it was just hard to try to keep track of everything that was, because everything's so pretty. Like, I really want to Qbert.
I know, man. Tell me about it. God.
I just really want a cute pixelized thing.
Yep.
It was pretty for the most part.
It was. I mean, it was, man. It looked great. So, I mean, I don't have anything else to say on that. How about you? Moving right along. All right, we're moving on to... We're going to have somebody do this for us one day. We're moving on to the story. How was the story? All right, so just a quick synopsis. we sent off like a time capsule, so to speak, into space back in 1982. It reached whatever alien planet, and these video games that you see were part of that package, and they took it as a threat from Earth to them, that we were going to attack them. So they then come in and they attack us. Do you buy it? For all intents and purposes.
No.
Probably would have needed in real life a lot longer travel time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess there's no other way to make this happen without it being that type of setup.
Right.
So, I think it's viable for what they
do. I mean, and again, like, it's so borderline like children's film. You just kind of got to let it go.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw somebody write a thing like, do the filmmakers even know what light is? Because light gets used in a way that isn't real, and it's like, dude, I mean, come on,
we got to get scientific with this. Really,
I mean,
really,
it's like trying to debate the science of Ghostbusters. I mean, it's just kind of dumb. You end up looking like the idiot.
I just think the point is that it's to let you forget the intricacies of certain things and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
But everybody is a critic, and everybody's got to pick things apart. Like, no.
So and then from beginning to end, like, I definitely liked the story. I liked the arc that they had.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the way that, spoiler alerts, I mean, it's not really, I mean, the end, boss is Donkey Kong. I enjoyed that whole sequence. I loved that he was the boss. I loved that it was all, spoiler alert, it was all, the cheating that got Peter Dinklage's character to where he was, and that, Adam Sandler learned that, oh shoot, I've been wasting my life this whole time because of something inconsequential back in my past,
I think they crafted it together the best they could to...
people,
make it feasible.
Everybody who's hating on this film, nobody's offering suggestions as to what would make it better.
Because they probably can't, because it is what it is.
I mean, the thing is like, maybe there is a way to make it better, but like when we say that we didn't like something, we usually offer up some sort of suggestion as to, it would have been way cooler if so and so had done this and then blah 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 and this and that and the other. Like...
Now, see, here's the thing, is that I noticed in the credits, this was based off of a short story, or short...
Oh, was it? I didn't even see that.
It was based off of a short, so I'm really curious to see what that short was and how much they really changed it. Because if a lot of the story was in this short, people can't be mad at Adam Sandler for taking somebody else's short and bringing it to life.
True story. We need to do a little research on that.
They can't be mad at him. Be mad at the person that created the short. This was their story. This was their creation. Stop hating on Adam Sandler, even though I'm not the biggest fan. But
she's not even remotely a fan.
Quit hating on this movie. Somebody created this, and it's not like anything else we've seen. So it's like, why is everybody so mad about it?
I know, we finally get something that seems semi-original on camera, like it's a Hollywood film, and everybody's like, give me more dinosaurs, And again, I'll use this last minute to just really go in here. Like, this movie was so much more entertaining to me than the last two films that we did, which was, I'll remove the Gallows from that equation, but which was Terminator 5 and Jurassic World. And both of those movies are higher budget, more complex films. They probably, for all intents and purposes, had way better graphics, they had way bigger actors, they had way more talented actors in my opinion, but both of those movies took themselves so seriously that they wrote themselves into comedy a lot of times. And you look at something like the Indominus Rex, where it's like, oh, I fit the plot. I'll do exactly what the plot needs me to do. I'll mask myself. I'll lower my heart rate and my body temperature. All these one times for the plot. I didn't feel that kind of stuff in this film, and I felt like Pixels did a really good job of not taking itself too seriously while also providing quality entertainment. So screw you, Terminator 5 and Jurassic World. Boom, drop the mic. No, I'm just kidding. We're not done. We're getting close, though. All right, moving on. Did you have anything else to say? Our time limit's up. I did want to talk about some distracting parts, though. Things that I think stood out, and if you've got anything, by all means, throw them out there. I thought the scene where she was crying in the closet at the very beginning of the film, where Adam Sandler approached her, would never have happened in a million damn years.
Never. It would never. That'd be against policy.
I mean, seriously. He approaches this lady in her closet crying, and he's trying to, like, comfort her. And while it's, like, nice and sweet of Adam Sandler to want to, you know, help the damsel in distress, logic, I think, would take over here, and he never would have entered that room. Which then eliminates a lot of, if that never happens, that eliminates a lot of the plot that happens with inside of the film.
Right.
So that is a problem. Let's see, what else? Careful of moving the table because of the... It's all good. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Kubert can help us. Okay, so there's a scene towards like where her son's been kidnapped or whatever, right? And Kubert's in there the whole time with them, and suddenly Michelle Monaghan's like, wait a second, Kubert's from there. He can answer some questions. I'm like, he's been sitting in the fucking room with you the whole time, lady.
They even gave him a voice.
So that I thought was a little stupid.
I didn't like that they gave him a voice. I will say that.
I would have been fine if he had not been able to speak fluidly.
Yeah, that's,
you know?
I think that's what my thing was, because, you know, playing it's...
Yeah.
I remember playing, and I don't remember... Yeah, those little blurts. Yeah. I was like, that's how you write cuss words?
Yep.
Really? I just hated that, I don't know, I guess they needed him to be more likable.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that I did not fancy.
Let's see. Dinklage's voice. I really didn't like it.
I told you, man. It reminds me of, what is it, Medieval Fun Time?
Yeah, the bad lip...
Bad lip readings.
The bad lip reading dudes, yeah.
Medieval Fun Time Adventure or something. I feel like that's kind of the same voice. I feel like that's what
yeah.
I feel like that's what they were going for. It was kind of weird.
It was very bizarre.
It's funny for bad lip reading, but for this, it was like...
There was no reason for it, is the thing, is... Like, you know, it could, like, they didn't need that voice. Like, it could have just been Dinklage and it would have been fine. Which, you know, leads me to believe that maybe Dinklage was just overreaching and wanted to, like, you know, have a thing to make him stand out. Not that, I mean, I guess the mullet wasn't enough. So that was odd to me. Another distracting thing was the cheat codes in the glasses. I mean, I guess, I don't know. There's not really spoilers in this film, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, while this wasn't in the preview, I mean, who cares? So he's got these cheat codes for Pac-Man to make him like fast in game, and he's got those like etched into his glasses, and he was able to use that in the real world.
But
which makes no sense. Makes no sense. So that is not okay. Then the last distracting thing to me was Lady, whatever her name is, that Josh Gad was in love with.
Oh, Dojo Princess or something like that?
No, it was Lady something. Lady... We don't have time.
Yes, we do!
He falls in love with this with the pixel version of Lady whatever, who's this like beautiful blonde lady with... you know, big voluptuous boobs and a red dress and these like I think they're like samurai swords or something, and he like falls in love with her to the point that like it leads to kissing and it doesn't show this on camera, but it leads to fornication. Their baby's made. So yeah, I don't think you're gonna find it.
No.
So yeah, I thought that was distracting. Any other distractions for you? Aside from the dude that was sitting next to us narrating?
I wish y'all... People!
She's going to spend the next 40 seconds going in on this.
The only thing I gotta say is, if you're going to a movie, sure, have fun, but don't call out everything while we're watching it. That makes no sense whatsoever. We see that she's doing this. You don't have to say, oh, look at the bug, or look at this. We see it. We're looking at it with you.
Yep.
There's no need to be all loud about it and messing with other people's, like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm glad you're having a great time. But really, do you have to call out everything? This is the second time we've encountered this in the past couple of weeks, and it's really annoying. And it seems to be common in older people, and that's fine and all. But dang.
It's over. 0. Moving on. It's kind of fun having the timer.
The game.
So, okay, I want to talk about 3 more things total. Is this safe for kids?
What do you mean safe for kids?
Is it a kid-friendly movie?
It's definitely a kid-friendly movie. They may not understand that, but
that's the thing. I think it's like the next thing is like the second part of that is the target audience, and I really don't think this movie knows who it was marketing to.
Us older people.
But that's the thing. Is like it's so kid-friendly that it's not for older people.
Maybe they want it to be a bonding moment between older people and younger people.
That was my thing. Is I was like, if I had a 5-year-old son, I would totally take him to this movie, and I'd be like, these are the games I used to play, boy. And he'd be like, screw you, Dad. Whatever. I'm going to go play on my iPad, iPhone, whatever.
Whatever's going to be out then.
Yeah. So, like, it's totally safe for kids, but it seems like it was marketed to us, but it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
Which then I think maybe this is what people, I don't know. Maybe they were looking for just a more serious film, something more adult that they didn't get. I still really enjoy this. I never thought that we were getting an adult film.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect anything extravagant or below par for this film. I just felt it was going to be a normal film, fun to watch, done with it, on to the next thing.
Agreed. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about, and then we can put a bow on it. The very end of the film. The very end of the film, where there are a bunch of baby Cuberts. To me, worst scene in the entire film.
That really wasn't necessary.
They just did this like Shrek ending where, Josh Gad's apparently had sex with Lady whatever her name is, Lady Big Tits, and they have a bunch of little baby Cuberts. Yeah, it was just not necessary. That was the one thing that I was just like, I just rolled my eyes and I was like, whatever.
I kind of expected something to lead us into maybe a second one, but not that.
Yeah, just wasn't about it.
Ew, because then it'd be like he had sex with Cubert. Ooh.
Uh-oh. We just stumbled into something.
They just messed that all up.
So yeah, that's the thing. That's my last little bit. What do you say?
Is there
anything else?
Mm-hmm.
So, wow. That was with time to spare too. I think that was actually 3 in 5 minutes.
Yay! So now you guys can hear all of it.
Yeah. So stop clicking away. Gosh. Anyway.
I understand if you have kids or something to take care of, you gotta cook dinner, you gotta click away. That's fine.
That's why we have podcasts though. You can just put it on the radio and boom. So what do you guys think about this new format? I think that it's pretty fun. I think that it will help us in the future. All that said, let me think. I'm going blank. What am I going blank for? Going blank because
we gotta do an outro.
We just gotta do an outro. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in again, as always. Make sure to, if you haven't seen this film, and you are going to go see it, make sure to come back and let us know what you thought about it. If you have already seen it, go ahead and write down there in the comments section, just troll away. If you really hate us, make sure to let us know. If you really love us, definitely give us a like and subscribe.
You hate us, let me know.
Because she'll come after you.
With cookies.
Make sure to hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud. Over here is movieholics.net. Make sure to do that. I think that's it. There's movie pilot. Movie pilot's not on here. They don't have an app, or they don't have a little. Anyways, what are you gonna do? That's all I got. Anything?
That is all.
All right.
Tomorrow.
I think this was so good that we not only need to high five it out with each other, but we need to high five it out with them. Whoop-pow! Boom, boom, boom. I like cookies.
Oh, it was like I had a sweat bubble. I was like,